Hello, and welcome to episode 33 of Theme Park Workshop. My name is Kelly, and as always, I am joined today by Bella.
Hey, besties.
And Adam.
It's me. Hi, I'm here. It is me. I ran out of words.
Bella Harvey and Adam Johnson, and I'm Kelly Hoffman. Cue that theme song. And today, we're going to talk about a roundup of some theme park experiences. So we are going to remember the fallen, rest in peace of Poseidon's Fury, Escape from the Lost City at Universal Orlando. I love anything where there's live actors at Universal, and I love that they all have just gender-neutral names, and they're just, anyone can play them. That's one of the things I love about, like, I almost said Rocky Horror, the horror makeup show. Not Rocky Horror. Do not quote
Imagine,
me.
though.
Could you imagine?
And Adam got to go to Roundup Rodeo BBQ in Hollywood Studios, so we'll talk about that as well.
You know, the vibes and just the simple story of, like, yep, you're a toy having dinner in Andy's backyard. To me, like, that came across. There is that fun element.
And then Bellis also got some experiences that she had recently that she's going to talk about, and I don't even know what they are, so it's a mystery.
And when he opened his eyes and looked at it, he goes, "What a hunk of junk!" And then he tells me, he's like, "I have been rehearsing that for the last 30 minutes to make in my head to make sure I say it when I see it, because I've always wanted to." And I was like, so cute. I was dying.
This episode of Theme Park Workshop is brought to you by our patrons, Landon Kanoki, Jonathan Edward, Jordan Buster, and Greg Harvey. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/themeparkworkshop for bonus episodes and more.
So, yeah, let's get into it. How do you guys feel about Poseidon's Fury being gone?
I'm bummed, and the reason I'm bummed is because there's nothing like it. And really wasn't anything like it when it opened. The only thing it's kind of been saddled by is, like, the first version, the story was confusing, and the second version, it was kind of corny. But that corny was that cheese, the camp, it was so fun. And Taylor was such a great character, and Darkanon was appropriately, like, ridiculous, played by the great Jeffrey Combs from Star Trek and The Frighteners, Reanimator, if you like some cult horror. And when you know that, you just kind of like, oh, okay, I totally see what you're going for, because that's what you're going for with everything you do, and now I really appreciate it. And I feel like there's still, like, some lifeblood left for me to appreciate with it. And of course, it's gone now, but I got to see my last show of it, and I have a shirt, the Poseidon's Fury shirt, that was difficult to pin down. But no, I'm bummed it's gone, and there's not, like, spieling attractions anymore at Universal. So that's another loss. Yeah, all that. But hopefully Zelda is coming. I don't know. But yeah, remembering that fallen for sure.
I only did Poseidon's Fury once, and it was last summer. So I had no real tie to it at all, which makes me kind of sad because, I mean, like you, Adam, and possibly you, Kelly, and I've seen so many people across social media have, like, such a deep connection to it, and I'm, like, kind of sad that I didn't. But I thought it was different for a theme park. It was something different, especially different for Universal. I think it's a big loss, like you said, for spieling attractions. I mean, there's Kong, kind of.
Yeah, but
not really.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm gonna miss that water tunnel, though. I wish I saw it more than once, because Zooey Mama, that was nice. Same with they're laughing at me. We were talking about Diary of a Wimpy Kid beforehand, so you know,
Great movies.
Great,
they're on Disney
fantastic.
Plus. You should watch them.
And that final room was cool, even though when I saw it, the screens were a little dark. The screen on the water was a little dark. But that reveal is really sick. But yeah, I'm like, I mean, I've never also played Zelda. I don't really know who that is. I know he's green and he's blonde and his name is Link. Don't cover your face like that, Adam. Don't shame me.
We were ready to shame. We both were ready to shame.
If that makes the majority of people happy, go for it. I, for one, would like Animal Crossing. I know it is not possible ever. I don't even know if it's owned by Universal.
Universal has all Nintendo rights.
It's
for theme
Nintendo,
parks.
obviously.
Yeah.
I would like to see that. Give me, what's the girl owl name? Celeste? I love her. Bring her back. That's it. Not bring her back. She hasn't existed. Put her in the parks. Ugh.
Or, hear me out, find a way to do Kirby that's not like extremely cheesy. Honestly, Luigi's Mansion would be kind of cool too. Like a Luigi's Mansion walkthrough attraction would be kind of fun. We get like flashlights.
Luigi's Temple.
Yes.
It'll be like the house that was in there during Horror Nights.
Yes.
I wish I got to experience that because everything I've seen about it, I've seen a lot of people talking about it and it seemed cool. But also, I don't like what like there's gonna be Epic Universe in Mario.
Mhm.
So like they could put in Luigi as like a little teaser, a little sample if they wanted to be kind to us, you know? Give us a little
True.
something.
They're putting
I
in
like
Donkey
that.
Kong coasters. What the word on the street is, like they're doing that in Japan, but we're going to open with it. Is what the word on the street is. Of course, nothing announced by Universal. They didn't even announce that there was going to be a Nintendo World, and everyone knew a Nintendo World was coming to Epic Universe. Like
That's true.
Secrets are not well kept. But
Very
yeah,
true.
I mean, hey, I'd love Luigi to show up there, and Luigi's Mansion. I love the vibes of that. So hey, you got a
I do
point.
too. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I really liked Poseidon's Fury. It wasn't something that I did on every trip because definitely am like a rides person, roller coaster person. So when I'm at Universal, you know, I do a lot of those kind of things. But I had a lot of good memories of doing Poseidon's Fury as a kid. And I remember the first time I went through the water tunnel and I was just like completely amazed because I was like, what? Like, I don't understand what's going on. How is it doing that? And then, of course, I got to do it again recently, not in the past couple months. It was probably like 6 months to a year ago, just because I haven't had a Universal Pass for very long and I didn't get to go on it, unfortunately, before it closed because I've had stuff going on. But yeah, I really liked it. Unfortunately, Kevin never got to do it, which is a shame because I think he would have really liked it just based on like the theming and everything. But I love anything where there's live actors at Universal, and I love that they all have just gender neutral names and they're just anyone can play them. That's one of the things I love about like the Rocky. I almost said Rocky Horror. The horror makeup show, not Rocky Horror. Do not quote me.
Could you imagine?
I would cry. I would be so excited for that. I would die there.
Oh, I'm just imagining Mark James coming out as Frankenfurter now.
Instead of the the animatronic thing, whatever, at
Eddie.
the end, I've seen it once. Eddie. Aww. Not Eddie Munson. Eddie from Horror Nights.
Chainsaw Eddie.
Chainsaw
Eddie.
Chainsaw Eddie.
I knew what you meant. Are you an Eddie Munson hater?
No. I loved him, but I think his stands are like the obsessive stands that were like,
okay,
like that song, like Eddie, whatever the song was.
Yeah.
You remember the one on TikTok?
Yes.
That is weird.
Okay. I was about to say, are you hating on me? Are you attacking me? But I'm not. Yeah, okay.
You're normal.
Yeah. Well,
sorry to all the
that's up for
hardcore
debate.
Eddie stands, but Steve Harrington, I love you more. Actually, sorry. Whoa. Hopper.
Actually,
I would make a song for Hopper and Murray.
Well,
I'd make a song for the both of them if they died. That got off track.
Robin. Anyway, I would die for Robin personally.
I think you made a good point, whoever it was. Oh yeah, Kelly, when you're saying like you think Kevin would have liked it because of the whole theming and stuff, like I think for a while there, it's like one of those love it or hate it attractions because it was dated. Like I love it. It was dated. There's also nothing like it. So it was ahead of the time, but also behind the times. But like my brother took his girlfriend to Universal for the first time ever, and her favorite thing was Poseidon's Fury, more so than Velocicoaster, which she hated. Or like, you know, some of the more mild rides. It was just like immersive, and the first time you see those tricks and you have a good tailor to sell it for the first 2 acts, like it's really like something super special, or was something super special. And I mean, it was a favorite when we started going in 07, 08, 09. It was one of Dad's favorites. And I mean, I think they did like keep it as fresh as they could until the very end, unlike other Universal attractions too. Like T2, that 3D didn't work for the whole last year. It was rough, man. It was so rough. And there's some other things that have closed at Universal since that weren't in the best shape when they left, and so you couldn't miss them too much.
I loved Terminator. I was so sad when it closed, but the new show, well, this is a talk for another episode probably, but it's cool. I've only done it once, but I loved Terminator even though it didn't work.
Yeah.
But it was all nostalgia for sure. But yeah.
But yeah, and also like Poseidon's was one of those attractions, like one of the few attractions that it didn't work the first time, and so they changed it. You know, Fast and Furious Supercharged probably should have gotten that treatment, but that thing's been standing as is for like 5 years, and they don't. Hey, it's a great Horror Nights house. Let's just keep it the way it is.
Has it been 5 years? That's crazy.
Just about. It came in 2018.
Rest in peace, Disaster. We should have a relic about Disaster at some point. I love that.
I
loved that ride.
/ Earthquake. Why not?
I've been in it as several different roles. So if you guys want some firsthand experiences, I think I've been like 3 different roles. Spoiler, sneak peek alert. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh, okay. Sorry, we're talking about Poseidon's Fury. I'm getting all over the place today. I have a friend who actually was their favorite attraction, and I have to reach out to him because I don't know if he knows it's closed because he is not on theme park world on social media. I don't think he's really on social media very much. So I'm like, I don't even know if he knows it's closed. That's so sad. But yeah, one of the things I love about horror makeup, which I was getting into, and then I started talking about Rocky Horror, is that I love that you just don't know what you're getting. Like when you don't know what actors are going to come on stage, you have no idea. You know, there's a few different ones that I recognize when I see them, and then sometimes you'll see some work together and then they work with someone else, but it's just like, I don't know, you just don't know what to expect. And so that's one of the things I like about the live acting. Actually, not to be killer Kells here, but probably the only thing I like about the Fast and Furious besides the Horror Nights house is I actually like the pre-show with the live actors. I think it's very fun, and they're always funny. They always make me laugh, even though I know the bit and everything. Now the ride, but you know, the pre-show's fun because I love live actors. I miss the live actors from if anyone's been on Test Track before they changed it to Chevrolet, there were live actors in the oh no, there weren't. Yeah, there were. No, yes. There's a pre-show. I thought there's at least one live actor in it.
I didn't go to Epcot that much. This is news to me. That's exciting. Well, not exciting because it's gone, but if it were there, now I'm sad.
Where would they even be? I knew there was people in Kong, but at Uni. Thank God those are gone.
Somebody might be listening to this that knows better than me. I know there was a pre-show with there were people on video, but I think there was a live person in there too. You know what? I might be wrong, but the Test Track pre-show, if you've never seen it, for the original Test Track, was really fun. And I might have just gone on a soapbox that doesn't exist, but I'm just, I like the fun acting and pre-shows, and I think I was just going on a pre-show tangent and off of a live acting tangent.
Yeah, but I think we've said our piece about Poseidon's Fury. We'll miss it, but we're looking forward to the new thing. Maybe we wish we experienced it more, but you know, it's just one of those. It's one of those things, but at least it got a great send-off. If you want to hear more about Poseidon's Fury and what the show has thought about it, we actually did a mini-series, or a sub-series rather, Universal Relics, where we talk about the oldest and most influential, significant Universal attractions from its history. Our very first episode was about Poseidon's Fury. It's one of our most listened to episodes, which I still can't believe, but that just shows the cult following that this attraction had, and I guess still has. They're still following it. Still some Dark Anon stands. Some people still wish we had the first version. Go listen to episode 6 of Theme Park Workshop, where we talk about Poseidon's Fury. We also have it on the Patreon, combining the first 2 episodes of Universal Relics. So go ahead, check those out. It's a great listen, I think. I mean, I was in it, so I definitely think that. But it is also one of our most listened to, so definitely check that out.
I was not in it, but you should still listen to it because it's amazing. I love all the Universal Relics episodes. They're very fun, and I'm excited to do more of them with Bella and I in it as well.
That's me being excited about more Universal Relics.
Now I'm like, how do I transition to Roundup Rodeo? I'm literally about to be like, yeah, y'all got a snake in your mouth? Let's talk about Roundup.
Yeah, I do.
I have several.
You're my
I couldn't
favorite
even say it.
deputy. Actually, this was, one of my favorite new experiences.
Ooh,
Yeah.
reach for the sky.
Controversial yet brave.
So what we're talking about is we're getting into our new experiences portion of the program, and I had the wonderful opportunity to experience Roundup Rodeo BBQ over in Toy Story Land at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It's a fairly new restaurant. I think it opened within the last month. Now, the last time we did a mini foodie review here on Theme Park Workshop, I took us through the experience of Cafe La Bamba. That sucked. It no longer exists as a operating restaurant. It was that bad.
No way.
About that on a previous episode. I forget which one, because it was that bad. Luckily, yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
I wanted to go.
You shouldn't.
I just wanted to see for myself. Dang, did our podcast really shut it down?
I think we have that power. Universal, if you're listening. Actually, Universal, don't listen, because this is about Disney. Yes, the Roundup Rodeo BBQ, I had a much better experience here. It was, in a word, delicious. So, if you don't know about Roundup Rodeo BBQ, it is themed to, as everything in Toy Story Land, you're in Andy's backyard. You have been invited to Andy's backyard of toys. You're joining the Toy Story toys, and you're going to experience some great food, some great barbecue, if you will. The way it works, it's a fixed price restaurant, kind of like the Mission Space restaurant at Epcot. This is just more affordable.
It's very important for me to know if the sausage in my boot was good.
It wasn't my favorite, but I'll get into the food quality in a second. What question did you have, Kelly?
Oh, I was going to ask about the biscuits.
Oh, that's where I wanted to start. So yes,
Yes!
$45 a person. It's $45 a person, which seems maybe a little steep, but so much is included in that it is so worth it. Actually, before I get into the food, I want to talk about, so it was a nearly perfect experience. There were just kind of two slight issues, but they resolved it very well, and one wasn't an issue at all. We went in, we checked in, because you have to check in by the Walt Disney Presents Pixar Place entrance, not the Galaxy's Edge entrance to Toy Story Land. And you go and you check in, and we checked in. The host got our information down and put it in the system, but she didn't check us in, actually. So we kind of waited 20 extra minutes, because we noticed everyone was gone, which is probably says a lot of good things about their service, is that it took less than 20 minutes for everyone to kind of vamoose. And as soon as we figured out the issue, and Jonathan, who I went with, figured out the problem, talked to them, we were in right away. But yes, the food. I'll get into the food, because you go into a restaurant, we want to know about the food. Yes, the biscuits and the sweet pepper jelly I'm still dreaming about it. I wanted to cry. It was so delicious. It was so good. Yes, so it's a $45 fixed price buffet, all you care to eat. And they started out with a bang. These homemade cheddar biscuits with sweet pepper jelly. There were 3 of us, so there's definitely enough for us to have seconds and dream about thirds. I'm sure we could have asked for thirds. I'm not sure, because some things there's limits to and other things there's not. But yes, the biscuits and the jelly, oh, so good. So good. Favorite thing. But it didn't necessarily peak at the biscuits. It just was a very strong start. After that, you get a trio of salads. You get some rootin' tootin' tomato salad, so it's basically like a tomato cucumber salad. Then there's a romaine and kale salad with pumpkin seeds, dried cranberries, apples, and green goddess dressing. And then a watermelon salad, which was basically just watermelon with some mint on top. The tomatoes and cucumber, for me, that was my preference. I really enjoyed that watermelon. It's watermelon. If you like watermelon, you're gonna love that watermelon salad. My friends, they really did enjoy that romaine and kale salad. Then you get the choice of the plant-based trio of barbecue eats that has Carlo flour. Oh, sorry. They have a pun on because Combat Carl. So it's like cauliflower with some barbecue drizzle and walnut. Gremolata is what it says. Bratwurst and veggie, Impossible ribs. That's one platter you can have. The other platter is the meat platter, which is the standard. That was my second kind of oh, that's interesting. Our waitress didn't ask us which platter we wanted. We just got the meats, which is fine. I was going to try the plant-based, but I could deal with the meat. I like meat. I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not a vegan, so I'm not precluding myself from that. But that comes with the ribs, brisket, sausage, and barbecue chicken. the style is what it says. But it also, you can also request salmon. This is not on the online menus, but you can ask for salmon, which is the way I went. So we did get the meat platter, but I did ask for salmon because I'm trying to stay away from the red meats. I'm trying to stick to more the birds and the fish, but especially the fish. And so that salmon, I believe, had like a maple barbecue on it. The salmon wasn't like necessarily anything to write home about, but it was a good salmon. I'd say probably like Chili's quality. If you like, you know, the salmon over at Chili's with the queso, you're not getting queso here. But I really did enjoy that salmon. The barbecue flavor was great. I also tried the chicken. The chicken was good, if a little hard to get into. You know, my friends like the ribs and they like the brisket. I tried the sausage, and the sausage was just fine. I'm not the biggest sausage person, but I wasn't like in love with the sausage, and they don't like sausage to begin with, so I really didn't get their take on it. And I did try the ribs or the brisket, but as I said, everyone really liked the meats that they enjoyed.
Question, did the salmon cost you any extra to order it?
No, it did not.
Oh.
It was, yeah. I don't know why they're not upfront about the fact that they have salmon, but you're not going to get it in the platters, and I think it's because it'll dry out very quickly. Because we got two, so there were three of us. I was the only one who asked for salmon, and I got two fish fillets, and I ate the first one, you know, right away. But the second one just kind of left there so I could, you know, have more of the delicious sides and more of the biscuits and more of the salad and some of the chicken. And so by the time Jonathan got to the second salmon, because he wanted to try it, he did scarf the whole thing down. So it was still good, but he's like, it was a little dry because it dried out.
Okay.
But no, the salmon, it was good. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Anything that's part of these platters, it does not cost you extra. None of the drinks, the desserts, they don't cost you extra. The only thing that's going to cost you extra is if you want to enjoy an adult beverage or a specialty drink. The specialty drinks, they market mostly towards kids, and I didn't try one this time, but it's like frozen tea with citrus, frozen cocoa with vanilla smoothie and marshmallows, and then a premium lemonade and strawberry puree with gummy candy. I did see some kids drinking these at other tables, and they really seem to be enjoying them, but they also have some unique alcoholic drinks. I'd say I haven't tried them, but just looking at them, I'd say they kind of rival the creativity of Oga's. So if you like what Oga's is doing over there for Star Wars and alcohol, I'd say you probably want to see what they're doing over at Toy Story. It looks like they might have tried to one-up the circus peanut over at the infamous circus peanut with their own peanut butter whiskey thing as a PB&J alcohol. But again, I didn't try those, but they do look good. I think if I go again, I do want to try either one of the specialty drinks or the alcoholic drinks.
I definitely am. This snake eye margarita is calling my name if you like spicy margaritas and watermelon, because it's got Blanco tequila, and then it's got watermelon juice, lime juice, agave, and smoked chili bitters. And I was like, that is like all of my favorite things for a margarita. So that sounds delicious. And honestly, the other specialty drinks sounded good too, but that, if I was getting an alcoholic drink there, it would be that for sure.
Yeah, and they all look like they kind of err towards the sweet side. So if you don't like your sweet stuff, if you want yours just like, you know, hard liquor and all that and your moonshine, you're not going to get that here. But if you like something sweet and tipsy, it looks like they got you covered.
The rum on the range and the whinnying whiskey lemonade and the Radler rum punch, all three of those sound phenomenal. So maybe we need to do a pod squad trip to Roundup Rodeo.
I think so.
I agree, because
yes.
Spoiler alert, I really want to come back.
Ooh,
I
really
need
wanna
to try
come
the sausage.
Did you?
I love sausage.
I also love sausage. You might be getting to this, but did you get to try any like desserts? Like, did it come with any dessert?
Yes, I'll get to the sides first, just kind of cover those real quick. You get a choice of 4 out of 8. That's the one limit. It's one of the few limits that are on this menu, is that like you can only choose one of the 2 platters per person. Like I think if I had asked for the veggie platter, we could have gotten the meats and the veggies. But with the sides, you for the table, there's only 4 options. And there's a potato salad, potatoes, says loaded potato barrels, a veggie slaw, fried pickles, roasted veggies, mac and cheese, baked beans, and corn on the cob. And we got the corn on the cob, the fried pickles, mac and cheese, fried pickles. We got the tater tots or the spuds. Oh, and the corn on the, yeah. So we got the tater tots, the pickles, the mac and cheese, and the corn on the cob, and they were great. The tater tots come with like a cheese sauce, like a white cheese sauce. So that was very tasty. The pickles, the fried pickles hit my fried pickles heart in a good way. I'm not saying that in like a greasy, they weren't that greasy. The mac and cheese, if you like mac and cheese, who doesn't? That's good. The corn on the cob is a little difficult to eat because they don't give you like the things to hold your cob. So you're going to have to get your hands a little bit messy, but it's barbecue. I think that's what you're here for. So yes, that was good. But yes, to answer your question, Kelly, we did get desserts. They kind of come in a shot glass kind of thing. So it's not like a giant dessert. And I think the reason they do that is, one, you can ask for more. So if you're not in a rush to get to like your Lightning Lane and Rise of the Resistance or the Falcon or whatever have you, or Slinky Dog's very popular. If you're not in a rush to get somewhere after your meal, you can ask for more desserts if you have more room. Same way you can ask for more meats, same way you can ask for more sides. I think biscuits, we didn't try. I should have, because I like those biscuits. But yeah, they're small desserts that kind of come in like the shot glass. And the second reason I was getting to this is that if you're so stuffed from all the meat and veggies and platters and salmon that you've had and the biscuits that you've had, and you've had such a great but I didn't save room for dessert, you're not gonna like, have a fit if you have a little bit of dessert. So I ended up getting the Gruff's peach strawberry pie. Oh yeah, by the way, these are all named after the Bo Peep characters. So Bo Peep has her lemon and blueberry cheesecake. Billy has a chocolate silk pie. Goat has the apple pie, and Gruff has the peach strawberry pie. They also have a cupcake a la Forky, which is, I think, is a deconstructed cupcake with some special stuff inside. I tried the peach strawberry pie. That thing was gone in about 30 seconds. It was wonderful. And the cheesecake and the apple pie were also hits. Again, if we weren't so full and had to ride Millennium Falcon afterwards, because that was the point of our visit, was to marathon the Falcon. That's for a different episode, though. We might have gotten more. I don't know. But it was very, very good. But yeah.
So could you mix and match? Like, could you say you wanted the peach strawberry and then get like a chocolate one next time?
It does say select one each per guest.
Okay.
So I don't know how strict they are. Reading other reviews, it looked like the wait staff is not as strict, or the service is not going to be as strict as it seems like it's going to be on the menu. Looking at the menu, it's kind of like, I got to make my decision. I can't stray. I'm sure if like you did like a side, they'd be like, hey, like, I don't like this corn on the cob. I think you put too much like cheese on it, or street corn flavor on it. Can I get like the vegetables instead? I don't think they'd argue with you. But again, I don't know. That wasn't my experience. We thought everything was delicious and right for us. So I don't know how much like mix and match you can do. For us, I mean, I know I was saying if we had more time, but honestly, we're pretty stuffed. So we really had no thought to mix and match. But you can definitely mix and match with your table. So like if the three of us went and you wanted the cheesecake and Bella wanted the cupcake and I wanted to get that strawberry pie again, we could like ration and save a bite, or switch amongst ourselves, like if we get extras and stuff like that. So I don't think they're as strict as it seems on the menu. Obviously they are hiding secrets. They're not talking about the salmon, but yeah.
Well, I've been looking at pictures as we've been talking, and it all looks amazing, and I've heard very good things. Did you get to experience some of the theatrics of the restaurant?
We did. It's a lot of the charm. But it also, like Rainforest Cafe, for example, you go there and you're like, I'm gonna get some okay food, I'm gonna get some good food that I'm going to enjoy and I want to come back, but I know when I'm paying for what I'm paying for, I'm actually paying for this theming and the animatronics with the creepy tree and the thunderstorms. Like, I'm paying for that experience. With Roundup Rodeo, even though like it is $45, I felt like we were paying for the food, but it felt like everything else was kind of like a garnish to it. It was more about telling the story of Toy Story Land than it was telling the story of or not the story. It was more than just like, the reason this restaurant exists is for Toy Story. It felt like we want to serve good food. Toy Story is a great place for it. They need it. Here you go. But yeah, to get into like those theatrics that you're talking about, it starts basically from when you walk up. So everyone was in character. Before we went into the restaurant, the hostess was like, all right, so whose backyard are we in? We're in Andy's backyard. That's right. Okay, toys. And Jonathan, it was his birthday week. I've been alluding to it. I went with Jonathan, the creator of the show, and my former co-host and my friend. We went with him and his wife Brooke, and we went in, and we knew the answers, and it was his birthday. And so she's like, a happy unboxing day. Happy unboxing day, everyone. It's Jonathan's unboxing day. Like, it was really cute. And she's telling us, like, so when you hear Andy's coming, we're gonna freeze into our box positions, like basically the positions you were in when you were a toy, like get in that position, because Andy can't know that there's toys under this box having delicious barbecue. He'd get jealous, I guess. I don't know. So you hear different things going on when you're in the restaurant. Of course, like, I really love that initial portion where they're talking about, like, you're in Andy's backyard, you're a toy, happy unboxing day, yada yada yada. I thought it was great. I hope they continue to do that. I fear it's going to be a 1-year thing. Like, people are still getting used to the concept, and once they get the concept, we don't have to do like Falcon's dropped a lot of the concept because everyone knows the concept, so we just get on the ride. I hope that doesn't happen with Rodeo. But yeah, when you're sitting, you'll hear some audio of the different characters. So you hear Woody, and you hear Buzz and Jesse and Ham the pig, and all of that. Keanu Reeves, his character from Toy Story 4. You hear the toys doing their different feats, like, will Duke Kaboom make it over? Of course he will. He's Duke Kaboom. And you'll hear Andy come in. That's when you yell, Andy. Everyone yells, Andy's coming. And the waiters will stop. You'll stop. Unless you really like that food and you don't want to stop. And some audio will play of Andy coming in, like, Mom, where's my glove? Where's my bat? Oh, never mind, found it. And then he'll leave, and it's like, all right. And then the lights, if you looked up, there's lights above you, and they kind of move as if they're like holes in the box. I think that's what they're going for. It doesn't, like, you don't think of that at first. They don't look like holes, but the way they function, I'm like, oh boy, because you're outside and the sun's coming in and theme lighting and all of that. So that kind of worked. And there's tons of, like, Toy Story murals, and we sat right behind a giant Bo Peep statue with Billy Goat and Gruff, and it's themed to, like, the Old West, and it's, like a Toy Story 3, and it's themed to all these different toys and their adventures. So that was, like, a really charming thing about it. But yeah, hearing the audio was really fun. In some sense, I wish, like, you could see, like, oh, I want to see Duke Kaboom do his thing, whether it's animatronic or if it's a screen. But you're in the restaurant, you're hearing what's going on in the rest of Toy Story Land. You're hearing what's going on in the rest of Andy's backyard. So it's more like adding that extra flavor to your Toy Story Land experience.
I have two things.
Yeah.
One, I've seen a lot of people talk about how it's so expensive, but I feel like $45 is really good for what you're getting.
I feel the
like
same
that's
way.
A lot of food.
It is a lot of food.
Yeah.
We didn't even ask for extra. Like,
really?
And we all felt like the price was worth it, and we'd come back.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we had, like, a snack. I had a late breakfast. I think I had, like, a pretzel for breakfast. No, I had popcorn. for breakfast. That's how long I waited. So, like, we did still have, like, a lot of room in us to eat, but with all of those courses, like, we didn't necessarily need another helping of sausage, even if we didn't have the time commitment that we had.
Yeah. And then you said that Duke Kaboom has, like, an audio thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's there, why are they in Andy's backyard? And why is Andy asking his mom for a bat? Andy's in college.
The bat. So the thing
about
Toy Story, the whole thing about Toy Story Land is it's Andy's backyard, but there's characters from all Toy Story, the entire franchise. It's not the same kind of storytelling that you're going to get from Galaxy's Edge. Or
that's what I was thinking.
Because I've seen some people talk about that too.
Yeah. It's simple and effective. So from a canon perspective, throw it out. But from the storytelling, I say it's simple but effective because you're getting the sense. You're feeling like a toy. You're feeling like you're in the world of Toy Story without them feeling so, like, burdened by things that don't matter, like plot. The vibes and just the simple story of, like, yep, you're a toy having dinner in Andy's backyard. To me, like, that came across. There is that fun element to it. It didn't feel like it made it feel like more than just another restaurant, because from the outside in, it felt super themed. But it wasn't just like you're going in for only the theming. They still made it feel like you're a toy with things like unboxing day. Like, that's a storytelling element, or, you're in Andy's backyard and they had special names for the restrooms. Like, if you need to, relieve yourself, or you need to. They didn't say that. They weren't that, but like they had a silly way of saying like the bathroom and stuff and letting you know where it is and whatnot. Like that's what I mean by like simple but effective. It wasn't like you're getting a 3x story. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean, the right Pirates of the Caribbean or Haunted Mansion. Like those tell story, but they don't tell plot. It's just the how does everything serve each other to kind of give an idea off. And I felt like that's what a backyard Roundup Rodeo was, which I think is nice because Hollywood Studios is a very jumbled themed park. Like if you're in Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land, you are like, wait a minute, is this the same park I was like at the Rock and Roller Coaster soundstage in? I guess so. Okay, why not? So yeah, I mean, it makes Toy Story Land feel like its own thing, the same way like doing the entire Galaxy's Edge experience of feeling like you're a Star Wars story and making the effort to tell a Star Wars story. I think if you wanted to like LARP as a toy in Toy Story Land, I think this would add to it in that way. It's kind of what I mean. You don't LARP as a toy in Andy's backyard?
I sure do.
I go there for the grilled cheese and the potato barrels. That's about it.
Yeah,
it's also the quickest way out of Galaxy's Edge, so.
True.
That is true. And I can't compare it to
Toy
Woody's
Story
Lunchbox.
Mania.
I haven't been. The Toy Story Mania is fun.
Girl, my wrists are not meant for that. It hurts. I'm weak. I'm also really bad at it.
We need to do like how you guys, which will be on a later episode, how you marathoned the Smuggler's Run. Yeah, we'll just marathon it until our arms break off. So like twice. But I will say, like, I feel like, because I'm looking at the menu here, I feel like if you're spending a lot of money, or if you feel like, and of course everyone like has like different financial situations and stuff, $45 is a lot, but like as far as theme parks, it's not too expensive, especially if you're like getting, I don't know if the dinner and lunch prices are the same. I think so. Yeah, okay, they are.
For dinner,
so dinner for $45, I mean, that's not too bad. And you got to make sure like you're eating appropriately throughout the day so that you're ready to eat a lot of food, because that's how you get your money's worth. But it's also like if you're ordering a couple of like specialty drinks, like some of those are almost $20. So alcohol is always going to add to it, or any kind of special drink or anything. But as far as like just amount of food and everything, unlimited food for $45 is pretty good, and all the pictures look good. Are you like in a box? Is that why all the decorations look like that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
I'm pretty sure you're in a box, yeah.
It looks like it.
Is that why it's kind of dark in there too?
I think that's more just like for the ambiance of dining. Same way like Deluxe Burger's a little bit darker, or I mean, even if you go to like Olive Garden and Chili's, if you're there at 5 o'clock, you feel that you see the lights go down when the sun starts to set. I think it's more for the ambiance, and so you can have those lights in there, the themed lighting. It's not like you're going to Connections Cafe where that's like airport lighting. You want to feel like immersed a little bit. So I think that's mostly why it's dark. But I'm sure like the Imagineers at some point thought, we're going to time these lights a certain way and color them a certain way to kind of give this impression that Andy's right above us, or Duke Kaboom's flying above us, or whatnot. Let's think of it that way. Maybe that'll guide the way we tell the story while people are eating. And that's another thing too, the loop of the different audios. It never repeated while we were there. We were there for maybe like an hour 15 at most. Like we weren't there very long. We were there for enough time for there to be a repeat. But we didn't get one. So they did think about that. I think we got 2 Andy's Comings while we were there. Kind of like give you an idea. So you're not going to like have to freeze while eating your food, too much. But it's enough where like you as a guest don't get a repetitive experience, but I don't know how much it'll annoy a cast member who has to serve for 2 hours.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, you won't get annoyed. And again, you don't have to stop eating your food to play along because it only happened twice. That happens in a pretty, wide gap. The rest were just kind of like, I mentioned the Duke Kaboom one because that's the one I remember, but I'm pretty sure like Ham was doing something and Buzz was going Infinity and Beyond. He might have spoken Spanish. I don't know. They like to do the Spanish Buzz a lot there.
Hardysaurus Rex.
Yep. I think there's a dance
I've
party.
watched
I do
Tim
remember the
Tracker's
lights going,
video.
"Unsa, unsa, unsa, unsa."
Tim Tracker mentioned.
It's been a while. Just to recap, the Roundup Rodeo BBQ, I can highly recommend if that is, as Kelly was alluding to, if that's within your budget, if you can afford. I don't think they changed the price for kids. I think it's still $45 a kid.
$25 for kids.
9 and under, yeah. Oh, hi.
Oh, 9 and under. Okay, so yeah.
So
So
if you
older
got a
kids are
teen-
still
there's no
45.
kids menu, so your 13-year-old can't pass for 9 unless they look really young. But
See, that's also another thing is if you have kids, I can also see how that'd be expensive because $45 for an adult to eat that much food. But if you have a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old or something and they're trying to get them to eat $45 worth of food, they're probably not going to. So definitely if you have a lot of kids, that's another thing to consider is that it can be expensive. But if you're an adult who likes sit-down restaurants at Disney and maybe you only want one drink or no drinks or you just got money to spend on drinks, it seems like a good option because it seems like you get a lot of food. So I definitely think you can get your money's worth in food and soda and stuff's included, which is always nice.
yeah. So sodas, teas. I think I got a tea and then I got a soda because the tea was good. I just didn't want a whole service of it because it's a lot. At least for me, the peach tea, delicious. But like if I had too much peach tea, I don't know. So Diet Coke, I played it safe.
And sometimes when you get like multiple teas at like dinner or lunch, the second one is never as good.
That's true.
It always tastes like a little bit more watered down. Just like a little bit. But maybe that's just me.
And they have the Powerade Mountain Blast. I love the Mountain Blast. I think, honestly, you know what? Their cocktail sounds good too. The Snake Eye Margarita. I probably wouldn't get it unless they'd let me get it to go because I'm like looking and I'm like, I could get my money's worth of beverages that it will cost me like $4 a pop outside of this restaurant.
It's true. It's very true.
So Bella, I heard that you had a recent park experience that you wanted to share with us, and it's a mystery to us all. So it's time to reveal.
Yes, I did. I went to Hollywood Studios on 420 with my dad. And last year we're trying to like do this tradition where we always go to a theme park on 420. Just because that's a good day. It's always in the middle of the week and he's never busy, so it just works out. So we went to.
You're obviously going to celebrate my husband's birthday as well.
Your husband's birthday's on 420?
Yes.
That's iconic.
Bartenders always think it's very fun. It is iconic.
Fun.
We also frequently go to theme parks on 420, but that's why is because it's my husband's birthday. But usually when it's on a weekend, unless we can both take off work. But yeah, anyway. Yeah. Fun fact for the podcast listeners, that's my husband's birthday.
Some theme park husband lore.
Yes, podcast theme park husband.
That's his name now, theme park husband. It's in a theme park workshop. Anyway, I went to Hollywood Studios with my dad, and he'd never seen Galaxy's Edge, and he's the biggest Star Wars fan I know. And so my friend Nick graciously got my dad in that day so we could hang out. And so the first thing we did, because we got there kind of late because we didn't want to go like all day because it was like kind of busy that day, but we went, and first thing we went to was Oga's. Well, okay, I wanted him to not see the Millennium Falcon before we went to Oga's. We went and saw the Millennium Falcon first, and when he opened his eyes and looked at it, he goes, "What a hunk of junk." And then he tells me, he's like, I have been rehearsing that for the last 30 minutes in my head to make sure I say it when I see it because I've always wanted to. And I was like,
so cute.
I was dying. And he was just like staring at it and like was just like, what? And like it was great. We saw some stormtroopers while we were waiting for Oga's. So I surprised him with Oga's reservations that I found like 2 days before. It's great because I had one for an earlier time, but I knew we weren't going to go earlier and I hadn't canceled it yet. And then I found a new one and I was like, perfect. So I got it. We saw Kylo Ren and Stormtroopers while we were waiting. We went in and the Cantina song was playing as we're walking in, and it was perfect. We were at the bar. We were seated at the bar. I got my first alcoholic Star Wars drink. I got the Yub Nub. I didn't get the mug though. I just
That
drank
was my first one. I
it.
did
It's
buy the mug
good.
because I'm a sucker, but it's
I didn't want to carry it
delicious.
around all day.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
was good though. And then he got the non-alcoholic one that's kind of like the Yub Nub with the orange juice. I don't remember what it's called. It didn't have orange juice. It has the
Is it the
popping
porg
pearls
one?
in it.
Oh yeah, that one looks good with the green popping pearls.
The Cliff Dweller?
Yeah, maybe.
I can't remember any of the names. I just know
I think it was
whichever one had the
orange.
coffee in it. That's the one I got.
It's orange with the green popping pearls. I remember that.
I haven't had it, but I feel like that is the most popular of the non-alcoholic ones. I've only had alcoholic ones there, but
oh, Carbon Freeze.
Yes, Carbon Freeze. That's it.
Powerade lemon lime, wild strawberry, blueberry, and green apple popping pearls.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
And so we were chilling in there. We weren't in there very long because like we had to get to Phantasmic, and he was making a droid. So we had to like go for that time. So like we were in there for a little bit, and then we were just exploring for a little bit, showing him around the market. Oh, we saw Mando right as we walked in too. We saw Mando and Grogu as he was leaving. We couldn't we didn't really get to talk to him. We got really close though. Like he was right in front of us, and he was like going to turn, and he was like looking at my dad, but then he went back, and I was like, ugh. But I still saw him, so it was great. And then we went and we explored for a little bit. He was pointing out all these little things I'd never noticed that he immediately saw, and I knew he would find little things like that. And then we went and built a droid. It's in his room right now. He made an R2-D2 with like the clear head so you can see all like the wirings and stuff. We got like the bundle where it comes with the bag, but at the end of the night the bag like ripped out of nowhere as we were leaving Phantasmic. But anyway, he still got the droid. He was like driving it out of Hollywood Studios like on that sidewalk because we were walking friends back to their car. So he was driving it, and like he went and played with it. It was him and a bunch of 5-year-olds playing with their droids on the little play pad. And we were just walking around. We saw Chewie. It was great watching him be like a Star Wars nerd, and I knew he'd love it. So it was great. We saw the Kylo like show thing. He really enjoyed that.
Did you do any rides?
We did Rise of the Resistance.
Oh,
we did. I got him on Rise of the Resistance. We were kind of like pushing the clock. It was like a 40-minute wait, and by the time we got there, it was 70 minutes. But like it really was. It was like 40. But we weren't seated in the same row for some reason. He was behind me, but he was, oh my gosh, on like the transport vehicle, it wasn't shaking. It wasn't like doing all of its like turbulence.
Dang.
So it was like, I promise
so
it's better
weird.
than this.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was geeking out when he saw the stormtroopers and everything, and on the ride, he was like, oh my gosh, he was so scared though. He thought he was like, is it scary? And I was like, Greg Harvey, if I ride this a lot, I promise you, it's not scary. And he goes, is there a drop? And I was like, well, yeah, there is, but and he goes, is it bad? I'm like, no, it's like a second. It's nothing. Because you have to go up an elevator, like, and then you have to go back down. And he's like, but I don't want to do it if there's a drop. I'm like, Dad, it's not even really it's nothing. And so we get on it, and we go. Also, Kylo wasn't working, the noodle arm Kylo. I was like, okay, that's fine. And we get to the drop, and I turn around, I'm like, you ready? He goes, no. And he screamed, but he loved it. He kept talking about how great it was and how much he loved it. And then we walked through Toy Story Land, so I showed him all that. Oh, but on the way in, we passed Star Tours, and he so greatly had to remind me that's when I ruined his Star Tours ride when we went for Star Wars weekends, because we had a friend that was in the Stormtrooper thing. And so we went on Star Tours. I was like 5 or 6, and I was so scared. I was terrified of it, and I'm screaming like bloody murder the whole time, and he was so upset because that was the only Star Wars thing you could do at the time. But anyway, we walked through Toy Story Land, and then what did we do? Oh, we had to go to Fant because there were 2. Went to the first Fant. We were like down in the front, and he loved Fant. Like, he loved it. And he also loved watching me take pictures of Fant. I was during Fant. I think I talked about this in the photography podcast, the last episode we did. But I was literally following a barge all the way with my camera. And by the end of it, when like I couldn't see him anymore, I was literally kneeling on the ground just so I could get the shots I wanted. I didn't even know I ended up there, but it was great. And then we did Fant again, and then we left. And it was great. And he loves his droid. Like the next morning, I had to get up early and go do photo shoots for people. And I woke up and he didn't say good morning to me. He said, "Good morning, R2. Hi, Bella." And I was like, you wouldn't have had this droid if it wasn't for me. I'm the one who got the appointment for you. Because we made a reservation to do it. But he loved it. He got a cute shirt. It was like Starry Night, but like Darth Vader. So he could wear it. It was great. I'm actually going to Disney and SeaWorld in not this week, but next week. Mostly to see The Little Mermaid, but also go to Disney and SeaWorld. But yeah, that was my last theme park experience. It was great. I loved it. It was so fun. I loved getting to bring my dad to Galaxy's Edge finally after years of trying to make it happen. It was great. Because also, wait, one more thing. Literally the week before I was in Hollywood Studios, or 2 weeks before, I was FaceTiming him walking around Galaxy's Edge, and then he was there like 2 weeks later. It was great. That's it.
I saw the pictures that you posted of your dad, and he looked like the happiest man on earth.
No, literally. I didn't post any on Flynn Rider's Nose, so any of you listening that have my other account or want to follow it, you're gonna have to find it. A little scavenger hunt. But yeah, he loved every second of it. It was great. We took pictures in front of the Falcon too. Oh, you can't see it. I was trying to show them. But yeah, he had a lot of fun and it was great. And then we went back to the hotel and watched Guardians of the Galaxy. It was great.
Oh,
and nice. Thor Love and Thunder. He liked it.
The experience of taking a Star Wars dad to Galaxy's Edge for the first time is always really nice as a theme park person, because I got to do that last year with my dad, and we pretty much did the same stuff. We did a lightsaber instead of a droid because he has always wanted a lightsaber and he was like obsessed with it. It was really cool, because I was like, this has been like his whole life in the making, pretty much. Like he saw A New Hope in theaters and that was it. Like I'm pretty sure he saw it like 6 or 8 times in theaters. Like it was like something amazing like that. But yeah, no, I took my dad for the first time, and that Millennium Falcon, like seeing people see the Millennium Falcon for the first time, because I remember the first time I saw it, like it is very impressive. It's really impressive.
I cried like a baby.
I did too. Yeah. And like it's just everything. Like the detonator cokes are fun, and like Oga's Cantina is amazing, and all the interactive experiences, lightsaber, droid, both if you're like extremely cool and have money to spare, because they are expensive, but they are so worth it, because those experiences, my sister actually built a droid, and I didn't get to see her do it, but she said it was like really cool, and getting to play with it on that play pad is really fun. So
he went into it like the week before, he's like, I want to make a lightsaber, and then he changed his mind. And he's like, no, I want to make a lightsaber. And then he changed his mind. But he made the droid. And now I think he wants to make an army of droids. Because he keeps talking about how he wants to make more. In all different colors. Because you can get like extra pieces. Like you have to buy them for green ones. And his beard is green. So he wants to make a green one.
I love that.
But I really want to get him a lightsaber. But he was telling me, he's like, he always wanted a droid as a kid. And he always wanted an R2 droid as a kid. So now he has one. And it's just like, I love it. I love it.
That's so nice.
It's so green nice beard. Yeah. My dad has a green beard, if you all don't know. And we film on Zoom. And I'm using his Zoom. So my name is Greenbeard instead of Bella.
And I finally understand it. You know, and I knew that because I've seen pictures of him on your Instagram. But I finally put it together. Nice. I love that. There's a little Greenbeard skull on the desk. That's so cool. But yeah, it's so cool like seeing them like get the stuff that they like wanted as a kid, and now they're like adults. In my dad's case, in his 50s. I don't know how old your dad is, but yeah, it's just really cool to see them like in their 50s, like getting to play with like these toys that they've loved since they were like children. And Yeah, it's just really fun. I love Galaxy's Edge, and it's really cool. And showing people Rise for the first time is also really cool. Like, my dad was so impressed because it's so different than, like, he loved Smuggler's Run too, because he's like, I'm flying the Millennium Falcon, but that one kind of freaked him out a little bit because he's like, I'm not very good at this.
Yeah, we didn't have time to get on the Falcon because we had to go to Fant. We had like 45 minutes until it started, and we were like, "How am I gonna get over there?"
Gives him
But
something for next time.
Exactly. He can build another droid to start his droid army, and he can go on smugglers. But like his face when he got into the room with like the AT-ATs, I put it in a TikTok I made. He was just like, oh, and I was like, ah. It was great.
It's so cute.
It was so great because last year I took him to Universal for Mardi Gras because he used to live in the French Quarter during Mardi Gras. So that was fun. So maybe we're talking about going again for Father's Day to Galaxy's Edge. So maybe I'll have another story time then.
That's so fun. And I agree with y'all. Like, I don't have a Star Wars dad. The only Star Wars my dad has seen is Solo, because I just happen to be watching it in the same room. Which I love Solo, so I'm glad he's experienced one of my favorite Star Wars, like top 5 Star Wars movie for me. But even though I haven't had that experience, I have had the opportunity to celebrate Star Wars Galaxy's Edge with friends and brothers and cousins on their birthdays. So like my brother and I took our cousin, because he's been a long time, like he grew up with Admiral Thrawn and Heir to the Empire, and he didn't see those movies in theaters, I don't think, but he did see them like on VHS tape and everything. And so like that was a special moment to get to share that with him. And he's like, how is any ride supposed to be better than Rise of the Resistance? Like that's not your favorite ride. How's that not your favorite ride? Like that, he just loved it. And he didn't do the like lightsaber, the droid thing, because it's a bit extra, but everything else though. We went into the antiquities. We ate at Docking Bay, I think. So like he did get a pretty full Star Wars experience. That was great. Galaxy's Edge made my brother a huge like Star Wars nut. I think that was, I mean, we've always loved Star Wars and played the games growing up, but like I think Galaxy's Edge has triggered this this phase that he's in right now, where he's like everything Star Wars. And then of course I got to celebrate Jonathan's birthday at Millennium Falcon, and we binged it, and we had these guides and everything. I'm getting into it now a little bit, but he made these guides with the rules and tips and tricks, and had our names in Arabesh and everything on it. And we had a whole team. We just binged it, and it was a great time. I don't know, just something special about Star Wars birthdays, I think. But I love hearing about your dad and his experience there, and seeing him so happy, and hearing about your dad, Kelly, and how much fun he had. I think that's what the point of the land is. It's about telling a story in the middle of 89, but it's about telling your own Star Wars story within that. And I think that's where a lot of the fun of that land is.
So true.
I
really want to do that thing that you did with Jonathan. Sorry, Kelly.
I do too.
It sounds fun.
Let's make that the bonus episode. I'll tell you all about it in the bonus episode.
That is a great idea. I'm trying to find the title of it, but we actually have, and by Adam is the only voice on there that is currently on the podcast, but there's a great theme park workshop episode. It's a YouTube video, correct?
Yep.
On Galaxy's Edge, and Adam did an amazing job with that, but Jonathan did as well. It's a great video, and you guys should watch it, and I am trying to find what the name of the video is so that you can search it.
The stories and so the main videos explain the stories and characters of Galaxy's Edge, or of Bot 2. That's kind of like a 20-minute piece on the stories of Star Wars. We also have a review that we worked on with the Q-Line lectures, Greg over there, Greg Grabaric, on why Rise of the Resistance is a perfect ride, a perfect story. Jonathan has his fan out about Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, and why it's actually great. And then Balthasar Banshee, that guy talked about why Galaxy's Edge is bad, actually. I don't think anyone agrees with him on this podcast, but nevertheless, BB-27, our droid, shows him up. But yes, those are our Galaxy's Edge videos. But yes, I love our 20-minute ones so much. So I hope you guys get to experience that.
It's one of my favorite. It might be my favorite podcast thing that does not have me in it. So it's really great, and you guys should watch it. It's a fun watch. But yeah, We all love Galaxy's Edge here. We do not agree with Balthazar Banshee at all because it's a great land. And it's got its issues, but I think all in all, it gets its point done where it is a fantastic land that makes people happy and makes you feel like you're in this world that you love, whether you're a new fan or a lifelong fan.
Yeah.
So slay. The only bad thing about Galaxy's Edge is the blue milk, but
Ooh, haunting.
I still haven't had that, but I hear they
hallucinated.
have some Joffrey's cold brew to rival it. And
Oh
I'm
yeah,
really
with the cream
interested.
cheese.
Ooh. Well, we have I think, and I'm just putting this out here on the video, we have not really talked about this, I don't think, as podcast co-hosts, so maybe this will just get cut out and they'll disagree with me, but I think we should do some more video content a little bit. Not necessarily episode. I mean, maybe we'll do some episodes in person since we are all in the same area again. But I definitely think it would be fun, if you guys think it'd be fun, to have Adam do a taste test of the blue and green milks on video.
Yes.
For torture.
Immediately,
I mean,
yes.
entertainment purposes.
I don't even care what anyone else says that listens to it. It's gonna happen. Because I borderline hallucinated with the blue one. It was not good.
We'll make Bella try it again too.
I'll get it with rum this time, so it's actually better.
We can get,
but
we
you
can
have
get
to suffer through the original.
We can get
version.
all 4 versions, and we will do taste testing, and it'll be really fun.
I agree. I would love to
Let's do it.
more videos on here. Yeah.
Well,
even
you
if I
heard it here
have to
first.
suffer for the art.
Suffer for your craft.
I know. Friend of the show, Seth Kabursky. He did a cameo. He does the unofficial guys. We did a cameo in one of our early episodes. So nice of him. He kind of went viral for just tossing his blue milk after one sip. That trash can still lives in my memory every time I pass that stand.
I've never tried the green one. But I had the blue one and I didn't like it, but I was like, I spent $8 on this. I have to finish it. So I finished it.
So in my opinion, the
time.
green one is better, but I had it with tequila in it. So, and I like tequila. I know some people don't. But I never had a bad experience with it. So I love tequila. I think it's delicious. But I'm not sure I could say I liked it. I feel like that's too strong of a term. But it was mild enough that as an alcoholic beverage, it was fine. I'm not sure if I'd like it by itself, but we'll find out when we do our podcast taste test. Stay tuned. When are we going to do that? I don't know, but in the future.
In the schedule, set up a day.
Tequila.
A weekend, hip hip hooray.
It's also an excuse
Tequila.
for us to hang out. And I've never seen the new Phantasmic, so maybe
I've only
we'll
seen
talk
half
about
of it.
that too. Well,
Still.
we're going to get you guys some content this summer.
Theme Park Workshop Summer. Tell your friends.
We should do vlogs.
Ooh, I love video content. We can put this on the TikTok too.
Theme
I'll
park
let you-
vlog shop.
We'll let you all know about Theme Park Blog Shop.
Yes, love it.
Listen, if you listen here, we'll let you know about all of the things that we put out. Follow us on Instagram if you don't, by the way, because we've been posting a lot on Instagram and it's really fun. And if there's anything you ever like to see on videos, on Instagram, on TikTok, on the podcast, let us know. Comment on any platform, message us, call us. If we don't have a podcast line. Find a way.
We have an email though.
We have an email, which is tpwquestions@gmail.com.
I thought we had another one.
We do, but that one's
not for you guys.
That one's for accountants.
That's for the cool kids.
Yeah.
So all you need to know is to email us at tpwquestions@gmail.com. That's there you go. We've
hit wackadoodle time.
It's wackadoodle time, you guys. It's, you know what? We all worked all day and it's sleepy time, but it's wackadoodle time.
For our creator spotlight segment, I just wanted to shout out an artist on Etsy, Keyboredom. She makes keychains, some of our favorite spooky characters. So there's some HHN icons, acrylic pins on her Etsy, keychain charms with the icons. You also have Phantom and Beetlejuice And I do love that there's a Boris Schuster with a Bloody Mary on the like a little handheld mirror. I think it's wonderful. I have been eyeing that Boris and Mary one for a while, but if you like, she also has holographic prints of Beetlejuice, the movie, the TV show, and the musical, depending on what your favorite Lydia and Beetlejuice are. But yeah, go ahead and check out that shop. It's Keyboredom. That's the word key and boredom, but together. Yeah. So go check those out. I think her art is really cool, and so I just want to shout that out.
As soon as the paycheck hits, I will be buying an Usher keychain because I love the Usher. I love anyone who does Halloween Horror Nights art as well, because I just think that's really neat. And I love supporting small artists, and Halloween Horror Nights is just, you guys know we love it. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah, and I just realized I said she had a Phantom and a Beetlejuice. It's actually Phantom Beetlejuice and then Phantom Beetlejuice. Like she did a crossover, so there's like Beetlejuice wearing the mask and the cape, but also what Beetlejuice wears. It's actually pretty neat. But yeah, you can find that link in the show notes if you want to go support her. And they're only like $10, not including shipping. $10-12.
Oh my gosh, the Phantom Beetlejuice is so cute. I will be buying several things. And you can get them for, like, I know a lot of people wear fanny packs or backpacks to HHN. You can put your little keychain on it.
I like putting keychains on my camera.
That is
become
genius.
a thing. I made a friendship bracelet for my camera.
And pins, because I love putting pins on my fanny pack. But yeah, and lanyards. Yeah, you can put pins on your lanyards. Tell them Theme Park Workshop sent you, as Adam said. Thanks for sharing, Adam. I'm excited to check out this shop myself.
That's what I'm here for.
All right. Well, that's all of our time today. We had some fun, talked about some fun new things, some sad gone things, and some fun experiences that are things that we treasure as humans, wonderful theme park humans. So we love hearing about your experiences. We love talking about ours. Check us out on social media. Where can the people find you, Bella?
You can find me on Instagram at Flynn Rider's Nose, or on the Theme Park Workshop Twitter, or at Bella Harvey with 3 Y's. Nope, 2 Y's. That's where you can find me. I'll be there a lot.
Adam, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at AdamJ_film, and also on Instagram at Adam Johnson Loves Stories. See you there. And
my name is Kelly, and you can find me on Twitter at killer_Kells with an S. You can find me on Instagram at Kelly with an EY, D Hoffman, or you can find me on the Theme Park Workshop Instagram, which is Theme Park Workshop. And comment, say hello, send us a message. We're always happy to hear from you, and we love you guys. Thank you for listening, and you're the best in the whole world.
Bye.
Bye.